Welcome back to Cosmic Birthcode. I am the Young Conjuror.
And I am Celestial Lashae. Hey everyone.
Hey, it's so good to see you again. It is so good. I'm
Yes.
super excited for this episode. Oh my gosh, because we're gonna be talking about Big Pluto. Big Pluto was just ruled by Scorpios. They're such a very strong, powerful, and beautiful group of people that I just love their energy and I love being around them. Um, but yeah, so welcome to Cosmic Birth Code. This is our second episode. And Cosmic Birth Code is all about breaking down that cosmic astrological DNA that is encoded in every single person. And it basically, astrology is a way of how the stars help you navigate this life. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started and talk about some of these transits that has been happening. I live in Central Texas, and you live in
Memphis 10, Tennessee.
yes. So we are relatively on the same we're in the same time zone. So pretty
Yes.
much the astrology is pretty the same. So if anybody lives within Memphis or San Antonio, Austin, the astrology will be on point, honey. But a little things I wanted to discuss was Mars. So Mars pretty much went into Sagittarius on November 4th, and that was a big election day.
It
How did you feel
was.
about it? How did you feel about November 4th?
I feel like with the elections in Mississippi and Virginia, like I really am happy to see the swing vote more than anything. And with the Mars and Sagittarius energy, I'm definitely seeing more philosophical initiation with people. I'm seeing a lot of that, a lot of, hey, we see what's going on. We're handling business. I am seeing a lot of that with Mars and Sagittarius.
Yeah, like I think it was really unexpected in terms of not just the Republican Party, but even people within the Democratic Party or just anybody in general. We were just so defeated last year, on last year's presidential election that we were just like, okay, just keep screwing us in the booty hole. Come on. I like you with no lube. I love it. Oh my gosh. So
Yes,
fun. So exciting. But
yes,
but for that to kind of happen across the country has just been inspiring, exciting. It has been a little depressing in Texas because we had 17 propositions that were worded kind of funky in terms of just understanding what these propositions are, who they
yes,
benefit, and who they hurt the most, and how they can really truly help the people in Texas. So yeah, it's been a definitely interesting time. Mars ingressing into Sagittarius, at least for Central Texas. Mars went into Sagittarius at 1:30 p.m. So we didn't really know the presidential, not presidential, but the elections across the board until later that night. So Sagittarius came in kicking full swing. Sagittarius is all about, in my mind, expansion, travel, higher learning, higher education. So we're not only pushing towards in progress. I definitely feel like Sagittarius, since it is an energy of travel, is also an energy of pushing and progressing forward. So Mars came in swinging. It said, I'm finna show y'all something. Show y'all.
yes. That's what I
And
love about that mutable fire of Sagittarius. It definitely brings in and promote change in a fun way, an optimistic way, I like to say, with that Jupiter influence.
yes. One thing I didn't mean to interrupt, but one thing I found kind of interesting was the fact that Mars ingressed into Sagittarius in the ninth house. And currently on that, at least on that day, I don't know, because we're on, no, this is November 7th. there was a stellium going on with ninth house. Ninth house had the sun, had Mercury, and Lilith. They was having a little
Yeah,
party. They was like, hey, let's get it fluid. Let's get it fluid. They was over there having a little party while we was over here stressing. I don't know
yeah,
if it was stress, but we were just kind of like, it is what it is type of mentality.
yeah.
Um, yeah, girl. Mars. Okay, one transit that I kind of wanted to highlight as far as the relationship that was going on with Mars and the other planets was Mars was in opposition to Uranus. Of course, Mars is in Sagittarius and Uranus is in Gemini, retrograding in the third house, especially on that day.
Yeah.
How do you what are your thoughts and opinions about the third house?
With the third house of Gemini or Mercury, uh, I like it for the most part because it definitely tests like your primary education, like where you started out at, like what are your initial thoughts. And with Uranus being there, it's definitely going to bring about some unexpected things as far as like thought process, short term traveling, things of that nature. And it's also retrograding now, so it's going to be going back into the sign of Taurus soon, which is, we got to be kind of watchful of the weather a little bit, being that Taurus is kind of rules the weather a little bit. But I am happy overall with Uranus being in Gemini right now because it's giving people a way to just re revitalize how they revitalize review how they communicate in their thought process slightly, and then we'll get there. We'll get there. But this is also going to help with the Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius as well. But yes,
Yes, I agree with all of that. Uranus is such a planet that is that unpredictable, unexpected change. And I feel like we, depending on your verbiage, but when I always hear change when people talk about Uranus, but like people really underestimate that change, and it doesn't. I feel like the tone that they put Uranus is like this. Is like Kali Ma, who she comes in and she just destroys everything, but they put the wrong energy behind Uranus and Kali Ma. Kali Ma comes in to destroy things, but she also comes in to give you that destruction of rebirth. You're gonna
yes,
start anew. And Uranus, it may seem like a scary time because the last time Uranus was in Gemini, we went through the Great Depression. And with everything
yes.
that's going on economically, it's getting real like what we hold
What
up.
are we doing?
What's going on?
Yes. Although
What's going
although the Great Depression was a big thing, we also were able to experience the Harlem Renaissance during the same time.
Hello.
So
Hello, hello. Because black
so
people, look, black people, we do. When we was like, girl, we couldn't get in the banks no way. We couldn't own nothing no way. Like,
exactly.
we was
So
having a good jolly time.
we were, and then I also want to piggyback off of this. Uranus is one of those planets that it seems like, oh, ain't nothing happening, ain't nothing going on, but whole time you're kind of like a crab in cold water. When it starts boiling, you're not even going to realize it because you've been sitting here stagnant, and it's just gonna. It feels like a major change. It's not. It's been this change has been initiated over time. It rules Aquarius, and that's a fixed air. And so one thing about fixed air is like, hey, that air's still gonna move. So I'm
Whether you
learning.
ready for it or not.
Yes. So that's one thing I love about the planet of Uranus is that hey, the change was gonna happen eventually. Were you prepared?
Were you prepared? Were you ready? Were you doing the necessary steps? And I feel like sometimes when we talk about Uranus, it's because Aquarius was also ruled by Saturn. And sometimes we get into that territory where you prepared, were you ready? That's that Saturn talking. Like, hey, what was you doing? Because you were supposed to, when the change happened, you were supposed to get up with it. Like,
Right. You're
we're
supposed to
not
get
supposed to be
into
sitting
it.
here looking crazy and confused.
Right.
Yeah, so with the energy of November 4th, with that Mars opposing Uranus, a lot of times with oppositions, it's in mathematical terms in astrology, that's directly opposite or 180 degrees from each other. And we
Yes.
would think, oh, opposites either attract or they don't like each other. But sometimes it can be exciting, it can be fresh, it can be unpredictable. The energy, the attraction is high. Like, oh, he different. Oh, she different. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's giving that thrill, that danger, that, oh,
Yes.
like that
I
Oz.
agree.
Makes me feel alive. And I feel
Yes.
like that was the energy that we got on November 4th, especially with in terms of the election. Like we were like, oh, okay. Like everybody hyped in New York. I'm sitting here in Texas like, well, we're looking for the change. But it is change in
Yes.
the way. Like I said, we can have positive change or we can have what we perceive to be negative change. Um uh, Also, it can also bring a conversation of freedom. I know for me in particular, when I was going over the different propositions, I forgot which proposition it was, but it was basically stating that if you are accused, remember,
Mm.
accused of a
Yes.
crime, you can be held without bond. And they were trying to make sure that this passes within Texas state constitution.
Right.
As far as I understand, I ain't no law major. I ain't none of that. But you should have access to bail out if you accused. I can see if you found guilty, but accused.
Right.
And how with Mars opposing Uranus, how that conversation of freedom comes up. It's like with everything that's going on with the administration and what they're trying to throw on the wall and see what sticks. I feel like some of these deep red states are trying to prepare for what's yet to come of the future. So that's something to kind of put out there. Also, with this transit, it can bring a sense of hardship, restraint, contradiction, thinking twice, or having patience, anger, or impulsive, irritation, or unresolved feelings. So some people was happy in the country, some people was a little scared. I was a little confused. So I kind of wanted to highlight, especially within the election part of it all. I'm probably going to talk a little bit more about November 2nd. I kind of wanted to bring up some devastating news that happened on the 3rd or the 4th earlier in the day where I live locally. So in Skirt, Texas, there was a train collision with an 18-wheeler. And it was pretty bad. Thankfully, nobody got hurt. But Uranus was in Gemini, as we said before,
Yes.
in the 4th house. And one of the things that I pulled from the rulership book, RXE Bills, trains are ruled by Uranus in Gemini. Accidents are ruled by Uranus in the 3rd house. Trucks are ruled by Uranus in Gemini. So
Yes.
when I'm looking into like, okay, how can I break down the event in keywords? I was like, okay, what happened? We had a train collide with a truck.
Right.
Let me flip through this book. And they said
Yeah.
Gemini, Uranus, 3rd house. I said, oh, it was straight just like that. It wasn't it was straight just
Straight to
like
the
that.
point.
Straight to the point.
Yes. I will say a lot of unexpected accidents and stuff with this Uranus and Gemini have been happening.
And you said
I've been
that last
noticing that.
episode. You did.
Yeah.
You did. You was like, we need to be careful, guys. And
Yes. Because Uranus is going to be in Gemini for some years to come now, at least about 7, I believe. And
yes,
so we definitely have to get behind that wheel with like, hey, let me be mindful. Let me slow it down. I want to make it to my destination and back.
right. Because what I've been noticing, because I drive a lot, and one thing I noticed, people be having a lot of road rage. Like
They do.
the light just turned honk, you turn to honk, you in my
Mm-hmm.
way. It's like, calm down, guys. Like, are you trying to meet? Who are you trying to meet really quick? That's on the other side. Like, what's
Right.
going
I
on?
want to make it to my destination safely in one piece.
You? What's truly going on? So that happened on November 2nd, and then we had November 4th. I want to say it was November 4th as well, but this was earlier on in the day in Louisville, Kentucky. A UPS cargo plane MD-11 crashed, and as far as I know, the death total I think was at 10, 12. So there was 4
Goodness.
people on the plane that completely
Yeah,
died, but it crashed. Like it lifted up just a little bit in the air, and then something went wrong with the engine or the left wing. Something it blew up as it was trying to take off, and then it immediately crashed. You know, some airports are in residential areas.
they are.
It crashed into like it wasn't a neighborhood, but it was like neighborhood businesses, and so it killed. It did kill a child. That was a very tragic accident. And that energy kind of spoke to Mars ingressing into Sagittarius. Sagittarius, if y'all don't know no Sagittarius in your life, Sagittarius is fiery. They spicy, they hot. I personally do I get along with Sagittarius? Like I do, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hold you. I know this is biased, and I don't like when this happens on the internet. But I really can't get along with Sagittarius women. I don't know what it is. Like it start off cool, then they start acting crazy. I don't know what it is. I
Yeah,
try. I really try with them, but they just I don't know. I don't know.
it be a
But
hit or miss with them.
it
They
be a
fun though. They are
strong
real fun.
girl, strong hit or miss, and I'll just be looking so confused because I'm like, what is truly going on? Um, yeah, but okay. So with the airplane crash, so like I said, most of my information, this is like my astrology dictionary. Hold on,
Yes.
real close to it. So I was like, okay, let me look into what rules over airplanes, the mechanics, because clearly it was mechanics, the maintenance. What rules over the mechanics, or an explosion, plane crash? These are keywords that I'm looking up. Explosions are signified or related to Uranus, Mars, and Leo. Fire, because it was a fiery explosion, of course, is Mars. And then we have Sagittarius ruling over air travel, transport, distant or foreign travel, because this plane was a cargo plane. So it wasn't a passenger plane. So it was transporting materials, and it was heading towards Hawaii. So
Oh,
all of this was kind of just really like, hold up now. I love when they say astrology ain't, it's not what
it's
it's
a
giving.
study. It's a study. I'm gonna always say it. It's not a belief system. It is a study,
It
y'all.
is a true study. Like it's a lifelong study because it's still so much that you can really decode and break down. Hence the whole concept of our podcast, Cosmic
Yes.
Birthcode. Breaking
Yes.
down what is happening. Because astrology is how the cosmic energy manifests on Earth. So what's going on above us? The
Yes.
lovely saying of Tahuti or Thoth, as above, so below, as within, as
Yes.
without.
Yes.
Astrology is not all about, oh, I don't like this zodiac sign because I can't get along with them. Wink, wink. But um, it's so much deeper than that.
It
So I
is.
just found that to be very interesting. You had any comments as far as that?
No, like you really knocked that out the park. You really did. I didn't have nothing really to add to it.
Okay, so another thing I wanted to kind of conversate on was a little bit of flashback. I know I keep going back to the November 4th election, but last year, of course, Trump won as our uh, person in office. He won last year. And so on November 5th, I did
Hmm.
a astrological, I won't call it a forecast because it was the same day, but Mars was in Leo opposing to Pluto in Capricorn. And what I'm going to quote what I put for that day, I said, be mindful of high emotions, energy towards plans, find alternate ways to success, stalemate, high stakes, high loss, challenging statistics. And like I said, when we found out that Miss K didn't win, we was like, everybody was at a, well, some people, some people was at a, what the hell, and other people were very excited. But it's funny, a whole 365 days later, Mars is in Sag and it's sextiling Pluto in Aquarius. And that energy is overflowing. It's a supply of willpower and courage, intense drive, determination, extreme success. So a year ago, we were at a loss. Oh, what happened?
I'm so sorry. Am I
I know
back?
you good. I know you good. Girl, my phone trying to die on me. Well, I got 14%, so I should be good. But we might have to go to landscape because if I gotta charge it, I gotta turn it to the side. That part I'm okay, so don't worry, don't worry. All right, so yeah. Oh, with the Mars sextiling Pluto, it's intense drive, determination, which will fuel extreme
Yes.
success. Slow and steady wins the race. And the reason why I wanted to highlight this particular transit in regards to,
I'm back. I apologize again.
oh, you good? No, you're good. You're good. Like, honestly, I'm telling you, whatever don't work, we gonna cut it out. We gonna move. So, like, if something
Okay.
happens and you're like talking and it cuts up or whatever, just start from where you stop so that when I cut it, it's not like a weird, like, oh no, this happened type thing. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I
So,
wasn't talking. So.
so, yeah. So with the Mars sextiling Pluto, the reason why I kind of want to highlight the election night and the day after is because with Zoran Momdani, please forgive me if I'm not saying his name right, but he won. And a little bit into how he kind of won, he really took the time to connect with his people and like the community that he was in. Like he lived in a rent stable apartment, he helped the taxi drivers, and he slowly but surely built his way up within the political landscape. And I feel like with that work and with that energy and with that mentality, definitely helped win the people over. In that transit, this particular transit, Mars sextiling to Pluto, speaks to that. What is your commentary on that transit?
The Pluto sextile Mars.
Yes, ma'am. It was in a Mars
Uh,
Sag, Pluto Aquarius.
yes, with that Pluto sextile Mars, I definitely see that as an opportunity for redemption. Like we're letting the old things die, and while we're initiating new beginnings, I'm definitely seeing that. A lot of people are tired. A lot of people are ready for the change, and I do see with that Mars in sextile Pluto, people are ready to let go of the old things and try new beginnings. It may be unconventional at first, it may be the unorthodox way, but the unorthodox way still works. And that's what I'm seeing a lot with with a lot of the Democratic wins in the new mayors, because Detroit also got their first black woman mayor. Then,
Yeah.
so that was a really good win for them as well, and she's also a Democrat as well. So I definitely do see where people are like, let's go ahead and take this change. These people are putting all the best effort they can into building a better community and a safer city for everyone around. Let's take a chance on them because we already see what we're dealing with already. We already see what's not working, you know. So I definitely am grateful that these transits are promoting um, good change. Good change is what I believe we'll be promoting more than anything.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, we're constantly working on driving home the point of how astrology is not just this pop trend of
It's
talking
not.
about the celebrities, even though we love talking about the celebrities or talking about the lovers within astrology or the fun things that astrology brings, but also the very much more mundane and serious aspects that affect us on the day-to-day concept, which is a perfect segue into the moon aspect. So I kind of wanted to highlight our past full moon in Taurus. That was on November
Yes.
5th. How did you feel about the full moon?
as a native Taurus and Moon, I was grateful for the rest I got. Definitely had me a little tired, but definitely a lot more optimistic and ready to push forward with the comfort of things and push towards what was I about to say? It definitely put a fuel under my butt when it came down like a fire a little bit when it happened to just go after the things that makes me happy emotionally and to release the things that are not supporting me because I love the full moon. I love when that full moon cycle happens, especially when you have initiated things during the new moon and you want to see them full circle during this full moon. And I will say it definitely was a prosperous full moon for me. A lot of things are working out, and I really hope everything. It felt nice. I felt the love, to say the least. I definitely felt that Venus, the persuasion energy with that full moon that just passed. It's really helped me just do a lot more self care, a little more self love. How did you feel about it?
Did honestly, with the full moon in Taurus, I feel like leading up to the full moon, I was very much gearing towards, okay, we need to get into a sleep schedule. I need to make sure I'm taking my vitamins. I need to make sure that I'm doing my beauty routine. Do I feel good? How am I feeling? Like Taurus was really putting me in a very just like, are you taking care of yourself? And I'm like, no,
Yes,
no, no. I'm not.
definitely.
I'm not in Taurus. Full moon in Taurus is just like, hey, I think we just need to take a moment to chill, guys. Like it's just too much. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is very just like, hey, like let's just chill. Let's just
Let's take
come
our
and
time.
everybody take a chill pill and just vibe. Really enjoyed this Taurus full moon. I was able to see it as a moonrise. I was able to see the moonrise. It was so beautiful. Like as the sun was setting, the moon was rising.
Yes,
I said, "Oh, she big and pretty. She real big and
she
pretty.
was. This
She
was
was
definitely a
pretty."
beautiful supermoon.
It was. It was. Yeah. So one thing I would say with this full moon in Taurus, it as we're kind of like conversing and sharing our experiences of the full moon, the moon was telling us to, like you said, slow down, think before you act, um, take take a moment to go down memory lane. Um, are you really living up to what you set forth? Because the full moons are all about harvesting and releasing. So receiving your rewards, but also releasing that's not meant for you. The biggest thing that kind of reminds me is breathing. When you're when you're doing your meditations and you're trying to alchemize your situation, they always tell you breathe in the positivity, release the negativity. And I feel
Yeah.
like Taurus was telling us to get back in rhythm, get back in sync with ourselves. So yeah, yeah, yeah. A little bit. Okay, so we talked about the full moon, but we're gonna kind of forecast a little bit into the new moon. We have a new moon in Scorpio on November 20th. It will be at 28 degrees in the 12th house.
That's gonna be spicy. And then we're also gonna be on that tail end of that Mercury retrograde. Oh goodness, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I feel like the new moon that's gonna come up is gonna be very to me feels like it's gonna be very just like obsessive about something. Like I feel like since new moons are all about really making sure that you plant those seeds of growth and plant those seeds of like what do we want to start on. I feel like the energy leading up to the new moon in Scorpio, we're gonna be so sure about starting a project or that thing that's like, I've done what I needed to done. I'm ready to do it now. That's the energy that's gonna come up on November 20th that I feel like is gonna show. And it is gonna be in the 12th house too. What is your commentary about moon in the 12th house?
Moon in the 12th house, I'm definitely hearing or seeing intense dreams, questioning about your health more than anything. Got to be very mindful of your mental health at that time, and the caring and keeping of others. Because with us having this Taurus moon, we kind of focus on self. Now we're going to have this new moon in Scorpio. It's going to be more so external with other people and how they're taking care of themselves. I do see that with the 12th house. I do see a potential, like a lot of things are going to be changed with healthcare. I feel like by that time we will be coming to a resolution with this shutdown. By then, I definitely believe that will be happening, or there will be some new bill produced with the Scorpio in the 12th house. So I don't want to. It's going to be some changes. Well, changes are always going to happen, but I definitely believe like with this 12th house, it's going to be a lot of hidden agendas coming to the light with the moon there. Um, and how do you feel about
Okay, pause. I gotta get my charger.
it?
I don't even know how my phone died that damn quick.
Because we recording.
Now, I gotta figure out this bad boy charger. Because I was like, I really want to keep this portrait, but okay. So great points. You kind of covered everything. The only thing I'm probably gonna cover is the moon in the 12th house, the intimacy, power, control, money, sharing, sex. But I am gonna mention moon conjuncting the Mercury retrograde, like you said, and kind of go a little bit deeper into that. So 1, 2, 3. So my feelings about moon being in the 12th house, I feel like it's a aspect showing into more about intimacy,
Yes.
themes of intimacy, power, control, sex, money, and sharing.
Yes.
So that sounds like infidelity and cheating. So I don't know.
Sound like a wild time.
Right. It sounds like yikes, but it sounds very much of because 12th house is all about also the hidden things that are hidden.
Yes.
So I feel
Yes.
like that with the new moon, the moon is hidden in itself. So things are probably going to be happening behind the scenes, behind your back, that you're not
It
gonna find
is.
out until the next full moon cycle, and you're gonna come back on this video and be like, "Them heifers was right.
Right.
Them
I agree.
somebody was lying, somebody was cheating, somebody was doing something they weren't supposed to, somebody was screwing somebody behind somebody back, and now, boom,
It's all in the light.
it's all up in the light. Hidden enemies, or your enemy, or that girl you thinking that screwing your man, that girl you think that screwing your man." My
Yep.
man, she's screwing your man. You're gonna find out in the next 30 days.
Yes. You are. Definitely by the full moon in Gemini. Definitely by then. Because Uranus ain't gonna let you sleep. It ain't gonna
And
let you be blind.
Gemini is ruled by Mercury. That it's for the talk. It's for the
Yes.
yeah. Somebody go,
It is definitely giving what's done in the dark.
girl, I got a fucking phone call.
Me too.
Oh, girl, yapping, just like the damn phone call. Just yapping, interrupting shit. And I saw your man after you saw him where? I saw your girl giving, and you started.
Yes. It's all gonna come full circle. I promise you. It's gonna come full circle.
It's gonna come full circle real quick in a goddamn hurry. But
Hmm.
all right. So one of the transits that are happening with the moon in particular is that moon will be conjuncting Mercury retrograde. Like Miss Ma'am mentioned,
Yes.
the energy is going to be pretty intense. Like you're gonna have suspicions of things in your mind ruminating, but you don't have no proof. And sometimes, when you ain't that man ain't doing right. You know that man ain't doing right. You know that girl. When she said, "Babe, don't worry about him," and that's all you need to really be worried about.
Is worrying about him.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come to the forefront. One of the things that I kind of notated with the conjunction of the moon and Mercury, there will be attachment issues. codependency, emotional obsession. So even if you do, I feel like what's gonna happen, y'all gonna find out some stuff y'all don't want to find out about y'all partner or about family or whoever. And you gonna be like, no, it's not true. It's not right. No, y'all lying. Ain't nobody lying. Ain't nobody lying. So it's gonna have you being investigator gadget on the socials, enter the web, spying and snooping and being like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? Decompress. We're giving you a warning to be like, you know what?
Yes.
If you find out some ish, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go to God. Also with you have deeper meaning to life, anxiety, mood swings. You'll have an increase of psychic energy and intuition. Sharing your feelings through writing, poetry, or just having better conversations with women. So if you're a man, you might be able to talk to women, whether it's your lover, your family, your friends a little bit better, or for the women you may have a better interaction with your mom, your sister, your homegirl, or whoever you want to kind of denote that to.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, so that's kind of like I feel like the only transit to to kind of wrap up our transit conversation would be Venus and Scorpio because we are in Scorpio season. Mm.
Oh, well, oh my goodness. That's a spicy time because I love a Venus and Scorpio. They're so mysterious.
Yes. Venus and Scorpio is when I'm in my occult bag, when I'm in the kitchen, so to speak. Venus and
Mhm.
Scorpio is a perfect phone call. Girl, I'm gonna have to. I thought I put my damn phone on D&D, but I guess not. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Scorpio
Venus and Scorpio.
season. Venus and
Venus and
Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Venus in Scorpio is a perfect time to like when I'm in my occult bag, when I'm really in the kitchen cooking it up. Baby, let me say something. I love Venus in Scorpio because that's the perfect time to do sex magic. I'm sorry.
It is.
Like
Yes.
in any type of sex magic, love magic, beauty magic, glamour magic, baby, Venus in Scorpio. Venus is Scorpio. Venus went into Scorpio on November 6th, so that was yesterday. So if y'all been feeling a little jazzy, a little woozy, kitty cat meow meow meow. That's probably why. So for my occulty girlies, spiritual girlies, if you want to work on that glamour magic, getting charming certain things, whether it's crystals, an amulet, a necklace, or just on yourself, or you want to get a beauty altar, a self-love altar, or you want to jazz up your personal altar, working with Venezuelan deities, or just anything dealing within that realm, baby, this is the time, and it's in Scorpio, and while it's Scorpio season, this
Yes,
is
I agree.
this, or you got a man, okay, you better throw that kitty cat on him. Throw that kitty cat
Yep.
and take his power. Take his power and start manifesting. Get everything you need. And don't feel ashamed either. Because
He using you too.
thank you. Hello. 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 But so yeah, Venus went into Scorpio within Central Texas at 4:55 p.m. yesterday. So it wasn't in the beginning parts of the day, but later on in the evening. So if y'all was over there hunching and it felt a little bit more intense, a little bit more passionate, a little bit more like thank me Scorpio for that. Big Pluto. Um do you have any transits that you want to talk about as far as like Venus? Because I have Venus squaring Pluto. Do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything. No, I really don't. I thought we were gonna transition into, or do you want to say the after dark for our next segment? Because I don't want this episode to be too long.
If you want, it's up to you.
Yes, and then since we'll be recording on
Hmm.
Tuesday,
You want to
that's
do
what
it
we're gonna
this
start off.
Tuesday?
Yes,
Okay, okay.
then that'll be the start of our because we're still in the middle of Scorpio season, and so that way that'll be like a spicy topic episode for us.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I know you edit, and I don't want you to have to edit so long of a video. Okay, so we could talk about your Venus transit with Pluto, and then
Hmm.
we can wrap it up.
Okay. Do you want to save the big Pluto conversation to tie in with astrology after dark?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that'll be perfect.
Okay.
Because all that Scorpion energy. Yes, I'm gonna love it.
Cause
We've talked a lot about Pluto today and Uranus, so it's okay. We could say that that'll be because I try to
there's
have like
another.
three different.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
I like to have like three major topics, and I feel like we have talked about three major things this episode. That's real good. Like we got election, full moon, new moon, and then the transits in between. So we have a really good action-packed episode. And so our
Okay.
next episode we'll have more Pluto talk because Pluto in Aquarius is going to be a 20-year transit. You know that's going to be a long.
To
Whew,
about
so
2044.
And so, and then Astrology After Dark, that's going to be steamy because we're going to be closer to that new moon and Scorpio energy. We're going to be deeper into Scorpio season. Um, we're recording Tuesday, and I'm going to be on time.
Oh, you good. What was I saying? I guess with the astrology after dark, let's maybe expand the information a little bit
Yes,
more. I
yes.
don't
And
know.
if there,
I guess maybe the top we can kind of talk a little bit deeper into our top five most attractive. Because for whatever reason, people are very self-absorbed, and so they like to hear if they're attractive. So we can kind of whatever your top five is, and then
yeah.
we'll talk about that, and then I'll talk about my top five, and then that can elongate it a little bit more as far as like maybe whatever you want to talk about in terms of that. But yeah,
And then we can Mars. We could talk about Mars a little bit more because with the Astrology After Dark, Mars has a big part in that as well. A lot of times people like to talk about Venus, but it's really Mars because it controls the libido and the drive.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just because I'm processing everything. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Okay, so all right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. So where's my? You see, I write 1,000 notes, girl. All right.
Yes.
So, with the Venus squaring Pluto, so of course Scorpio is within the Venus realm, but we have Pluto and Aquarius. This was yesterday. So I don't know if some of y'all are dealing with breakups, confrontations, change your relationship status. So you enter in a new relationship or you exit in a relationship, you get married, get proposed to. You're talking about your relationship status a little bit deeper. Um, it deals with issues dealing with how you deal with the love, how you want to be loved, how you're changing your mindset around how love navigates through your life. Are you truly codependent in that energy, or are you truly more just like moving it in a way that benefits you? Also, it kind of goes into a little bit of the toxic partners or patterns or people that we either hold on to or we refuse to move around
Yes,
because
it does.
Plu- oh yeah, Pluto Pluto being in Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, so Aquarius is going to bring that eccentric. So Pluto is going to bring that eccentric energy to whatever dynamic that you're dealing with. So the person that you're dealing with is different. It's not what you're used to, but you're loving it all the same. You're becoming obsessed with it, as Scorpio like to be. What's your commentary on the Venus squaring Pluto?
Well, man, all I can say is you better watch what you're doing for real. Because with this Uranus, with the Uranus influence with Pluto and Aquarius, a lot of things are going to be like seem like, oh, this is just popping up out the blue. This is just happening out of the blue. No, this has been going on for a minute, and especially with Venus, it's going to seem like it's hurting like your comfort. It's not going to be hurting your beauty in a little bit, but it's not. It's just bringing awareness to what you need to see for yourself so you can change for the better. That's what I love about having about knowing about that's what I love about Venus squaring Pluto, is because it's going to bring a lot of things to the light that we tend to be a lot more comfortable with. And it's okay for a little razzle dazzle, you know. Venus is not she's a loving planet, but all is fair in love and war. So she don't mind letting you know, baby, this is out of whack. This is not gonna happen. This is no, big no.
She wants that healthy love. Like Aquarius
Mm-hmm.
is all about that futuristic, forward, progressive, positive, uplifting. It is an air sign, so it's very
It
light
is.
in energy, but very impactful and where it graces. It wants equal and healthy love. It wants you to work on those insecurities. It will be brought to the light. Venus
Yes.
will well, Pluto would bring that out, bringing those deep seated and rooted insecurities that particular relationship, whether it's with a partner, with family or friends or whatever, it will come out. And it's like, how do you truly tackle this? How do you resolve this? How do you get past this insecurity so that you allow love in?
Yes. And with it being in the sign of Scorpio, we're gonna have to think about how it's showing up in the sign of others. Because Scorpio is like other people and other things, and how you're investing your relationship into other, uh, like cousins and stuff like that, like important relationships, but further down. If I'm making sense, I hope I am.
Building that
So
community, building that
yes,
authentic
it
community and stronger. Yeah.
it definitely will have you reviewing, like, is this community really supporting me and what I want for me, or am
Mhm.
I showing up for my community the right way? I believe Venus squaring Pluto would definitely highlight that this go round.
And it's crazy that you bring that up. Am I really showing up for my community? I don't know if you've seen that trendy thing on TikTok where that lady was calling around to those different churches and then she has a crying baby in the background. My baby hasn't ate for 15 hours. Can you provide me with some formula? Some churches was like, hell no. What are we, a charity to you? Are we a charity? Are we a tax exempt charity? And then some places we're like, how much you need? Where you at? What kind? They was like they gonna buy it. Like, so you hit that on the head, and that's crazy. How today is November 7th. Venus ingressed to Scorpio yesterday evening at 5. And this lady has been, and she went viral. Everybody, it went crazy viral yesterday when everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, people, we really got to look out for each other. If the government's not going to look out for us, you would expect the people in your community and the people in your community that have the resources, because eighth house is resources. Eighth house is
Yes.
helping other people. Aquarius
Mm-hmm.
deals with your community, that social
Your
work,
groups. Yep.
that progressive energy to help each other. So why are we not helping each other? Why are we not putting the people first? One person made a very good argument. It was like, okay, I can see if they was like, oh, can I have $50? But they specifically said, can I have some formula? You can't do anything with formula but feed a baby.
Right.
Like, why are you saying no? And you hear the baby crying in the background. They acting like a baby
Right.
daddy that don't want to help.
And it's crazy because we're with Pluto and Aquarius, we're definitely seeing that opposition of children, because you know Leo rules the fifth house of children and things of that nature. So we're definitely gonna see a lot of like, whoa, what about the kids? You know, and
What
it's
about
gonna
them?
be
They real
yeah,
they real pro birth, but anti pro life. That's what it's
yeah,
giving.
mm-hmm. Because they gotta live, we gotta feed them, gotta take care of them.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. So yeah, like I think honestly the transits that's been happening within the first almost 10 days of November have been action packed, wild, and to the brim of just like, okay, but let's talk about this. Okay, but let's talk about this. But do y'all not see how the stars is telling us? It's just
Yes,
this
like
the energy, how you gonna move? Like how you gonna move? You know,
right. How you gonna move? What we gonna do? You know?
girl, look. But I truly, truly enjoyed this episode talking about
Yes.
that big Pluto, that Venus, the November elections, the new moons, the full moon cycle. So this has been a really, really great episode, and I get so excited whenever we record, whenever we get together and talk about these
Yes.
topics. So
I
yeah,
agree. Yes, thank you for having me. This is definitely a information filled video with a lot of like, hey, this is some stuff going on. Y'all get prepared. So I'm definitely excited for our next episode. It's gonna be a little bit spicy, and I'm excited.
and I'm excited, baby, because I love when I say I love Scorpio season. You know, I love Leo
Yes,
season because I just feel like Leo season be having me post-dating just. I be having to
yes,
hide, just go in a cage. But Scorpio, I feel like I'm in full control.
yes, I agree.
But yes, we're gonna resume and see you guys when we see it.
Okay, bye bye.